7 of the Copyright Act of 1976. What you see there. Let's drop our intro. Wow. Let's try this again. Round two. Hopefully, some of you will come back. Dragonfly. Good evening to you. Good afternoon here on the West Coast. Jonathan, yes, we are back. How do I sound? Can you see me? Can you believe? So the mic cord, the last mic, it just went out on me. Like, what the heck? I've never had that happen. I don't know what kind of cords these are, but they came with the Rodecaster Dual soundboard, mixer, however you want to call it. And yeah, it's weird because I was expecting Rode mics with the Rode audio interface, and it came with Zoom mics, which, all right, I'm cool with Zoom. I use their audio recorders. So, but yeah, it's kind of, I thought it was a little weird. When I ordered it, it all said Rode. Anyway, hi. All right, cool. Sound mic. I don't know. It was weird. It was the cord, bro. Cord went out, so I was unplugging it, plugging it. I was like, "What is going on here?" I had to cut the stream, and then went ahead and went through everything, turned things off, and I eventually switched mics. I luckily have another one of these. I'm one of those dudes I've talked about a whole lot. Two of everything. I like to have two of everything for exactly cases like this. For man, it's just got me all threw me off, definitely. But thank goodness we troubleshooted, and yeah, we're on the. You think you got plans? The Lord has bigger plans, and sometimes comes as a curveball. And I think life is it's testing you, seeing how you're gonna act, or you're gonna react, or one of those things. But we got it done, and here we are. We're gonna hang out for a little bit. Hopefully, you all are having a good start to your week as it's Monday. Monday, yeah, we have. I guess it's a day off. Yeah, no shop today. We're chilling at the pad, and we're gonna talk a little Bigfoot. Yeah, big Bigfoot. Anyway, so there's a few things that came across my radar I want to get into. Some of it having to do with Southern California. The last stream, if you were hanging out, we did a thing on Southern California and the desert Sasquatches right over the mountains here in Palmdale. They call it the Antelope Valley, Mojave Desert, Lancaster, Quartz Hill, and the surrounding areas there. And we tied a few things in. So if you missed that, check it out. And we're going to get back into some reports. There was some stuff that I always bring up because the closest place for me to get like into the woods is the foothills here. There's a lot of foothill areas. There's a lot of different communities here in Southern California, and it's really cool because you can get into the mountains or you can go to the beach. And these San Gabriel Mountains here, I've been talking about a whole lot. Wish I would get up there more, but yeah, it has a lot of creepy history. There's a lot of cool stuff up there as well. Hiking is great. and you get high in elevation really quick, especially if you're mobile. But there's an observatory up there. Breaking up. Oh no! All right. How about now? Maybe I got to get closer to the mic. What if I go like this? Is this a lot better? So I was talking about the San Gabriel Mountains here behind me, and yeah, just there's a lot of creepy history to it. We've brought that up on several of the streams, and I don't know when I started breaking up, but it wasn't too important. Hopefully, this sounds better. Let me know in the chat if this sounds better. The gremlins are out. Jeez. We'll give it a second here, see if someone reports back. All right, Roger said that's better. What's up, Roger? Cheers to you, brother. We were hanging out earlier. Yeah, Mondays we do a hangout with the Joneses. Interesting stream over there with Barry as well. Salute to them. Uh, da, da, da. Anyway, so these mountains here, we brought up a stream over the mountains. Last stream, we talked about the desert areas there and the historical Bigfoot reports. And so the closest place to me to get to the mountains here, if I want to get into like near some trees and all that, one of my favorite places is in Pasadena, Altadena here at Haunted Forest. I bring it up a lot, the Cobb Estate. We've looked at it before. We've gone there. Uh, Service is a little sketchy there. If you stand in one location, I was able to go live. You're able to get some spotty service there, but people know it as a paranormal spot. A lot of the young kids, when I heard about it, I was young. And again, I bring it up a whole lot. We're gonna break some records today, which we like doing. Just repeating about stuff we talk and greeting Sharon. Greetings, Shelly. Hello, ladies. We're gonna talk a little Bigfoot here. And so yeah, this Cobb Estate, they call it haunted forest or enchanted forest. You could look it up on actually we'll look it up online. We could read into that. But anyway, there's a report out of there that we've read a while back, and I think it was in like 90s, 95, if I remember correctly. And we read that one, and I was like, all right, there's one report here, pretty close to because these foothill communities, I'm telling you, there's a bunch of them here, and they'll all take you up into these mountains. Sousa, La Cañada, there's a bunch of them around there. And there's trails and roads up into the mountains there. And yeah, so there's a lot of wildlife. A lot of the wildlife comes down and see it on the news, and people record them and have trouble with them sometimes. Even one of our friends here on YouTube lives in one of those communities locally, and he had to go get a stick because there was a big bear around his area. And we've showed some of the news reports and stuff. There's one huge bear living under some guy's house, and we've talked about how maybe the fires have really pushed them even more. There's been a whole thing with coyotes here lately too. We've shown our local coyote here. We've done videos of them. They run around here usually in the evening. I haven't seen them lately, but you hear them around and they're around here. A lot of them have been spotted downtown as well. It's been pretty crazy, like in some of the weirdest spots in the middle of the city, and they're out there. Actually, years back, I seen one on Hollywood Boulevard, so that was pretty crazy. But now it seems like more of an epidemic, and I've seen news reports of police chasing them down Times Square and stuff like that, and they encourage that you like take them out, right? I don't know. I don't bother with them like that. I've walked amongst a pack of them once here years back. Also, I had was going through something. And I was just walking in the middle of the street. It was like some side streets back here, very hilly area, a lot of hills here. Um, and we were also talking about on the last stream how this I don't know if he's an influencer, but he's online on surprised he doesn't have a YouTube, but he has a TikTok and Instagram, and he does all these things about LA. And he was mentioning about LA being the only metropolitan city, I think, in the States that has mountains going through it. mentioned the mountain ranges, the San Gabriels, the ones we're talking about here being one of them, Santa Monica Mountains, the Verdugo Mountains. And so I thought that was pretty mind blowing. Um, and so yeah, we get a lot of the wildlife. Cats, they just did a whole thing with the high overpass for wildlife, especially for the cats, the mountain lions. And yeah, they brought in native plants and make it look like nature. And I heard they're setting up game cams, so I'm curious to see what they're going to be capturing there. Maybe Bigfoot will be you think Bigfoot will be using that passway? We know he loves crossing roads. They love crossing roads, right? And why do they cross the road? I don't know. I still haven't heard from you all back there. Yeah, I've been asking that lately. I know Joe Monk's answer, but anyway, so yeah, for the potential of them being out here, Sasquatch, Bigfoot in Southern California, I think it's very high. You don't hear about it much as compared to Northern California. Bring that up a lot as well. And so the last stream was very informative, I thought, for activity and documentation of stuff happening Sasquatch related out here. And yeah, it seems like maybe this time of year, it's possible. It's a theory. Maybe during the colder times of year, maybe they come south and warm up a little more out here. Along with most animals out here, they'll come down from the higher elevations and to the lower elevations where it might be a little warmer, might find more food sources. Um, yeah, there's plenty of wildlife where I live in eastern Kentucky. I bet. I don't doubt that, Roger. And and I mention that because people think LA, is concrete jungle, which it is, flatlands and all that, right? But yeah, no, there's a lot of cool wildlife out here that we see, hawks, owls. I mentioned the white owl I seen recently by Cal State LA here, very nearby. And yeah, do see some cool things. And we forget about that, I guess. Thing, it's like we forget we have these mountains, forget we have the beaches, and it's just kind of like a reminder. We forget we have Sasquatch out here, and maybe they're not local, or maybe they are. Maybe some stick around here, or maybe they're just passing through. Who knows? But makes me wonder. But anyway, there's a couple reports from out here that I wanted to get into. But before that, we're gonna have to head up north. Let's head up north really quick to Northern California. Y'all know I bring up Humboldt County a lot as far as like Bigfoot. That's my home base, and it was my home for many years, and I just love it up there. And anytime I could bring it up, I do bring it up. And I was watching Flash of Beauty, excellent Bigfoot channel there, and I didn't even get through the whole thing. They had a guy on, and they mentioned that this guy's had like 65 sightings or something like that, which makes you, you know, scratch your foot, right? But I think it's possible. I don't doubt it. I didn't even scoff at that. I don't scoff at the number of sightings people have anymore. People usually, if you're gonna believe someone, you would think, okay, maybe one sighting, right? You'll give them one sighting, but two, then you're like maybe starting to question, right? But more than two, then it's like, hold on, is this person belong in one of those special places with those special jackets or something? Yeah, but I think it's totally possible just because I've had sightings of weird things in the sky. I don't know if they're alien or not, or who knows? Could be our stuff, or could be just something natural or something normal. I've seen quite a few strange things up in the sky before. So, and it's, if I were to count, it'd probably be a ridiculous number as well. So, you had a white squirrel raiding your bird feeder a few years back. How cool is that, man? Have you looked into maybe if it's there, what the significance? Because usually the white animals, even certain white people. Last night, and hopefully I'll get back on track. I was watching something about a connection between the Nephilim. We're not going too far off track. We're talking some Nephilim here. Um, and vampires. Because the latest connection that I heard that was fascinating was the Nephilim clown connection. Let's see, can we get some? Okay, we got that, but I'm trying to activate something else. Let's see. Let's try this one. There we go. For any clowns out there, we put some balloons up. Be careful with those balloons, folks. Uh, we'll get into that one of these nights. It's an epidemic out here in LA. Anyway, some of you may know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so the Nephilim clown connection, which is super fascinating, and I see it. We'll do a thing on it. I have setting up a whole thing that we'll get into that little topic, and not even to just because I had some interesting connections to put into the people that have been putting out the clown connection, but this lady, it sounded like a lady, did a video, and I don't have the name of the channel or anything, but I'll definitely share it out. But she was making a whole connection between the Nephilim and vampires, which I was like, come on, now we're going with vampires. But I checked out the video and it was a mind blower for me. And she brought up other cryptids as well. She mentioned Bigfoot, and I forget exactly why. She was talking about something about I think what is it when you grow a lot of hair, hypertrichosis. Yeah, she's talking about that. So maybe that's when Bigfoot might have came up. But yeah, she mentioned Dogman and all these other cryptids, which was I didn't see that coming. And then the pale crawlers and stuff like that. She got into that and how that's also possibly connected to some vampire type activity. Some of these other cryptids she mentions why they're pale, and she gets into scientific stuff too. She mentions some words and like hypertrichosis and some other ones, and made a lot of connections with these other cryptids, vampires, and stuff. So I'll be sure to share that out. So stay tuned. After this, I'll post it in the post section, community section. What's up, Russell? Yeah, there's holes in the Tay ground everywhere. They're just different in different geological regions. Here we got lava tubes, so it was kind of obvious in hindsight. Yeah, we get Shasta area, get the lava tubes, and we got we're hearing so much more, a lot more people, even like people that offline are knowing about the LA tunnels and hearing more about that and train system, the old train system that's down there, which I believe is from the old world, and the different tunnels down in LA and under us right here actually. Uh yeah, pretty crazy stuff. And I'm sure it's all over the place too. The catacombs, undergrounds, it's like we've been building on all the layers, building on top of top on top. We keep stacking. So the more you dig, the more you're gonna find. Um, let's see. So yeah, I wanted to head up north. So Flash of Beauty, guy's talking about his sightings, and he gets into he's out of, I believe, based out of Alaska at the moment. So he's got that under his belt. Alaska is like that final frontier, even for Bigfoot. At least for me, when I think about it, like man, it's got to be a lot of action up there. And Alex was just premiered his latest video from up that way, and it's always fascinating to see his adventures over there. And so yeah, he was talking about different states. Washington came up, genocide, and but then he mentioned California, and I was like, oh, ears perked up. And then he mentioned Eureka, California, and I was like, oh, here we go. And then he mentioned, I think at one point he mentioned the Pacific Coast Highway, but we've talked about this. The PCH ends at like I think it's Mendocino County, and then from there, there's no more road. They couldn't build any more coastal highway there because it was just too gnarly. So everything after that point became what they call the Lost Coast, and you could hike it. We've talked about it before also. People have hiked it. There's been a few 411 cases out of there. The last one was a guy from San Francisco who was hiking along there. The thing there is that you have to time. You got to know when the tide's gonna be coming in, because there's a lot of areas where I've heard you got to walk on the sand on the beach and stuff. So it's beach, forest, and all that. And yeah, there's been a few cases. So this guy, I don't know, somehow passed out or something, and we reported on it here on one of the streams earlier this year. And what was it? He just like woke up and he felt like, yeah, someone had like maybe like bonked him or something like that. And I don't know if he had anything missing, like any supplies or anything like that. But it's luckily someone had found him, I think, and got him some help. But yeah, the Lost Coast, there's the Lost Coast tapes, which is a Bigfoot film from up that way, which is very paranormal like as well. Recommend if you're into Bigfoot movies. Um, and so yeah, I think he meant 101, which see we're rocking the 101 hoodie, and we're talking Humboldt. Me look at this. This one's been around a long time. And it's a brown one too. Oh yeah. This one's been through it. It's got a lot of stories with those with the ends of those. I need to get these repaired. I think I've had this maybe 20 years or so. Love that hoodie. Back when it was Humboldt State. Anyway, so it got my attention because yeah, that's my area there. And shout out to Bobo and all the other squatchers up in Humboldt County and neighboring counties there up in the Emerald Triangle, NorCal. Hopefully Juliana will be watching this later. And so yeah, he said he was in a big rig and headed down the highway. So 101. We've been mentioning 101. We did some recent reports, a recent stream as well, because something came up. I think it might have been a new report from the area or something like that. So we brought it up. I lived in southern Humboldt, different parts of Humboldt County, but southern Humboldt a whole lot. And I've talked about the sighting I had on the property there. Down the hill from there is 101. Recently in July, we went up to Bluff Creek, and when I go up that way, I pass through my areas there, which is all along 101 as well. I've been posting some TikToks, and cheers to everyone over on TikTok. Been getting several new followers. So I appreciate that. And been posting a lot of little quick remixes of a lot of these areas we're talking about now. Check that out if you're a TikToker. TikToker. TikTok. What's up, Sweetly Morbid Bear? We're hanging out here. We had some mic issues earlier, but we are back on track, I think. So I got the mic really close to me. And hopefully the camera doesn't glitch out too much on that. I notice when the camera can identify you, it starts to wig out. Yeah, we're starting to cruise down this stream pretty good now. And mentioning a few things, and I know Sweetly Morbid Bear has mentioned her experiences up in Trinity County. Talked about that, so yeah, we get into it quite a bit when reports come from up north, and always keeping my ear out, and every so often touching base with Eric over at the Willow Creek Museum, Willow Creek Bigfoot Museum, China Flat Bigfoot Museum. Salute to you, brother Eric. Happy holidays. Happy holidays to everyone out there. And I want to, blow off some air horns here. Yeah, today is my nephew's Earth Strong. Yeah, that's how I say it. Earth Strong. Happy birthday to my nephew. And I don't know if I should mention his name or not. He's very low key, very, very sweet kid too. Takes care of grandma. He's probably, I don't know, I'm thinking 20 now. How old are you, man? We're gonna go hang out later, have a little dinner. But yeah, right on, no problem. Sweetly Morbid Bear. Check this out later if you have a chance. And thank you for swinging in. I know you probably squatched the like, and we appreciate your support always. Um, and yeah, never any pressure to hang out here, or if you do get a notification, you ain't gotta come and hang out. You could just come and smash it and dash it, be out. It's all good. Yeah, no, never any pressure. But yeah, so Birthday later. Yeah. He's big and strong. Dude works out daily. Big sister did a wonderful job with him and her other daughter. Just amazing, amazing nephews and nieces. I'm blessed to have them, and may the Lord bless him with many more birth strong birthdays. And yeah, Uncle Dwarf will party later. Let's see. So, yeah, so you mentioned Eureka. So 101, we've been talking about the reports all along. 101, Flash of Beauty YouTube channel actually had another video that we talked about, also in another stream, of a lady up near like Moonstone Beach, but they called it something else on the video, and we'll see if we could uh, pull it up so y'all get an idea. But we talked about it because that was very near my second sighting of something strange walking across Highway 101. Yeah, not to mention keep mentioning my sighting. I know a lot of people have asked me about it, and I don't talk about it much, but I have been lately. And yeah, so I was leaving the town of Trinidad and had weird, dark, tall figure go across the 101 freeway. Anyway, this other video that was on Flash of Beauty, the lady was talking about her experiences, which was right above there. And I was like, oh my God, another sighting. And it was cool that it was presented the way it was. And there's been other sightings in the area. There's on the Hoopa Project book, I think, is one of another documented source where you could see some sightings from that exact area of like Trinidad or just above Eureka. So the new video that we're talking about, the man mentions he was a truck driver and driving through California, and it sounded like he was southbound on 101, leaving Eureka. Is what I got from it, and he had a sighting there. And so, if you're interested here, we could pull that up really quick. And I was just like, oh man, another one for the books. And actually, I've been thinking, let's see, we got a couple things here. Got this got a map. You know, we've been checking out maps lately, and I like maps, and they're fun to have, fun to check out. I've been thinking of using this to try and uh maybe Maria, welcome, to make a little pin map of maybe the sightings or connections that I'm starting to talk about here, like my own little connections and my little own map of stuff. And I know I could do one virtually. I don't know how to do it, but I know that, you know, we've been checking out like the Bigfoot Society's map, and there's a way to do this stuff. I actually had seen Dogman one, and it was like through Google. They used Google Maps to make it. And so I know there's a way to do it, and it'd be cool to do. Another one would be cool to do is to update the missing 411 map, which I heard David was going to do, but he hasn't done it. And I still see people showing it. I think it's like 12 years old, is it? Someone counted it recently. But and he did talk about making a new one, but it'd be cool to have one like online too and updated and current. I think that'd be a good way to interact with the phenomenon, you know, to get updates, just like we've been getting with these different Bigfoot databases. Have one for the missing 411, and you could have them like different colors too. With like the case is actually like questionable, and people have brought up stuff that maybe doesn't make it a 411 case. You can make it a certain color, but keep it on the map. Uh, dot the real strange ones with like red or certain, you know, yeah, that whole thing, and make it interactive. That'd be pretty rad, I think. Giving some ideas out there, Dave. And I don't know. I was thinking just doing my own here, have it in the background, you know, see all the pins and stuff. I think it's super cool. So maybe, yeah, maybe as we get in more, you know, more reports from people and stuff like that. And shout out to B. I'll call him B for now, but someone actually has reached out. You know, I've shared uh, different ways to get a hold of me, phone number and different platforms and stuff like that. My family is tiny and partly strange. Okay, Maria. What's up, Gustavo? Saludos. Bienvenidos. Uh yeah, so that'd be super cool. So make a note of that. Yeah, that's a big one. You know, Bigfoot likes big things, so we got a big pencil to take big notes. I gotta watch out when I write with this thing. So yeah, BD mapping project. I'll be taking other notes as well. Let's see. Maria says definitely map with the different pins according to different categories and sightings and stuff like that. Yeah, you could have different categories, or you could even have one where it's all in one, where you get all the different cryptids. Right, Diesel? With Diesel, yeah. Diesel keeps it extra large out there in Jersey. Much love, Diesel. Happy holidays, brother. Thank you for coming in. And yeah, see, Russell says someone's got to have overlaid sightings maps with USGS lava. Oh yeah, yeah, and to see if that even so that'd be cool too. So you could have one with like all the different cryptids. You could have it and all in one, all the different cryptids. Maybe the missing 411 type cases, and you could even categorize it into like a more alien. If there was like a sighting of a craft or something like that, you can yeah, really break it down. It could be complex, but I think it's worth doing. I'd be willing to join that project somehow, however, help out, bring snacks and smoke and other things. You know, I don't know, but yes, some ideas, kicking some new ideas for 2026. Are we gonna make it? The New Year's coming. Oh man. All right. Uh, so yeah, let's have a look at what this guy. We won't. Not gonna obviously watch the whole interview, but do want to share some of what he had to say so y'all believe me. um, here it is. We'll throw a little audio on, heads up, and just have a listen to what he has to say here.
To leave in the wintertime from here to go drive truck down in the States. So one time I was in California and I was driving up on, I picked up a load of timber in Eureka, California, which is a classic spot because I was on
Timber, eh? Yeah, we do. They still do timber up there, you know. All right, we got some sirens going by.
I was on the Pacific Coast Highway. Um, I think it was the 101.
Yes, sir. Not Pacific Coast, so we corrected that earlier. But yes, 101. Keep on, buddy. You got it.
And because I had earlier in the day, I had run from Spokane down to the Budweiser plant in California, and then they just dispatched me to go back up. So I was driving through the redwoods and so forth, and
The Budweiser plant, I think that's way down here in SoCal. That's a hell of a run. Um, yeah, we have one here. We have the train goes by. It's a well-known spot here. A lot of graffiti writers go there, and we'll listen to just a little more. But check this out. Latest video from Flash of Beauty, y'all.
I'd been on that road before, and they wanted me to get this load, and I was going to sleep up on top where this pass was. So I was trying to get my tarps on, get everything strapped down properly after they got my trailer loaded. So I was pulling up this spot to pull a grade on this thing, and it's called getting in the basement when you get into the lowest gears of the truck. I was loaded, you know. And I had a spotlight on the side of my tractor because the headlights, because I meant to switch back, but I wanted to park right up on top of the pass. It's a beautiful spot. Well, I was getting up there.
And I could almost imagine the areas because just I've been up and down that part of 101 so many times. Seen mountain lion cross there. Um, Yeah, my queen one time seen a strange thing. She said it wasn't a bear, it was something big and furry. She couldn't describe it. She couldn't tell me what the heck it was. And it was hit. She said that it was there was already like I don't know if it was animal control or something. That was in southern Humboldt, but yeah.
There was already a truck there. So I was like, crap. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm going back down the other side and I'll pull in one of the other spots. Well, my spotlight that I had on because I wanted to see if there, because my headlights were like this, it was like this. Well, I came around this last switchback before I got up on top. My spotlight pans over and I
All right. We'll leave it at there. I'll let y'all go on over to Flash of Beauty and check out the rest of it. I'm gonna watch the rest of it for sure myself. And yeah, just really exciting, when you get because people wonder, it's like Patterson Gimlin film and what else happened, But there's been a lot of reports. We talked about there was reports before Patterson Gimlin. All right, we got car alarms going off now. Um, yeah, city sounds. Luckily, there was music blasting upstairs. My sister was blasting music earlier. Luckily, they're not. So there might be a chance they might turn it up again. So just a heads up. But yeah, like what happened after or was Patterson Gimlin the only thing? No, no, there's been other stuff going on up there. There's still stuff going on, and it's a great place. All right, yeah, you heard echo from the interview. No worries. That might be echoing from the chat. I think Diesel might be lighting something up and might have people echoing. Yeah, MK in the house. Yeah, I don't know how to fix that. Maybe it is when I have to figure out how to fix that. But hopefully it sounded groovy on your end. And yeah, you can check out the rest of the interview there with no echo. And I know sometimes actually through this Riverside software, they have a echo cancellation button. I wonder if that would do anything. Sound man, come on, DJ. Believe me, no, I'm still learning how to do this. And MK, good to see you, brother. It was awesome hanging out with you. Normally, I don't jump. I haven't been. I used to a whole lot jump on line like that in the morning, but usually I've been waking up to like other stuff, Tibetan bowls, other bowls, you know. But yeah, no, I seen you on, and I was like, I got to jump on here. Let's see. All right, cameras activated. Me. Yeah, no, I was super excited to see you live, and man, I've been talking about people that are out there like just living it, and it seems like doing it too. But these are I don't know if this is the woods, but yeah, if you're living in the woods, you're blessed. This topic, hopefully, you're not being harassed by these creatures or but and it just I used to live up north. I used to talk about it. Walk outside and you're like you're in the field already, and MK rad bus, an old school bus that he flipped, and a lot of school buses like that up north, especially Humboldt, hippies and they rock out in them and use them, get around. See a lot of them Oregon too, so a lot of those types of buses and all types of trippy vehicles. I was a Volkswagen bus dude for many years. I used to drive it up there all the time. I told you we're gonna be breaking. I've heard all this type of conversation, but we're bringing it back up because that's the way we flowing. And let's see. It was okay, just a bit of an echo, no longer happening though. Yeah, right on, Sharon. It's been the videos lately. I don't know why. I wasn't having that issue before. And if you were here earlier, uh, I I had to change the cable to the mic here. I don't know if you're here for that, but I went live a little bit earlier and was having mic issues right as I went live. And yeah, so I cut the stream, troubleshooted, and man, did I break sweat. So I made a note. Uh yeah, two of everything, folks. Good to have two of everything. Uh Even, thermals. When I first got my FLIR, I got 2 of those because I knew one of them, eventually I did lose one of them, something would happen, or maybe someone needs to use one, you could, lend it to someone. But, yeah, yeah, interesting. So some reports there. Boom, let's make myself bigger. Make make yourself bigger, dwarf. Uh, Bus will make it out west next year. Yeah, bro. No, and MK, no pressure, no problem, bro. Uh, uh, get a hold of me. Let's see. Yeah, we could get a hold of each other. Hold of me. I could put out several ways. You could leave me if you have an email. You could leave me a message too. But we can get a hold of each, and then usually I don't know what time of year you're thinking, but July is a certified one, and I need to get with another friend. I nearly said his name, and I said I wasn't. Uh, he actually got a hold of me and reached out, and so we've been becoming friends. And he's up north, but he's been hitting Shasta lately. He's been like uh getting up there, like hiking up the mountain. And usually I don't do that. Been up the roads up that way several times. Haven't done overnight at Shasta. Well, actually, one time I did, but at the lower base of the mountain. Um, but no, like hiking up there, which is a whole other thing, hiking and mountaineering. You need like mountain gear, especially now with the weather changing, snow and all that. That's some gear I don't, but yeah, so he's pretty serious about it. And he wants to get out there this coming year too, which, we got to figure out some dates because he might have some stuff set. And usually July is our time for sure. Any time around that, I'm totally open to as well. But yeah, July, we usually do our thing up north at Bluff Creek, and yeah, you're more than welcome to come. And I was gonna say, anyone serious about getting out into the field and stuff like that, get at me and we could talk about it and get into some of these areas. Anyway, so yeah, some Bigfoot activity. I wonder what year. I don't know if he mentions the year that happened. But again, you could go online as well and see all the different reports. Humboldt County being like number one. I always bring it up for California having the most reports according to BFRO, and and the numbers haven't really changed. I don't know if it seems like they have gotten more reports out of Humboldt, but uh, I don't know. It seems like the numbers kind of stay the same when you look at this graph here or this chart. See real quick. There's Cali. Yeah, bro. And whatever you need while you're out here, man, let me know. And pretty sure get that set. Heck, if we need to stay at the shop or something, we got the shop, we got the catalyst next door, we got space, so that's not a problem. Let's see. I in LA there. Where is y'all out there? Probably spotted it already. There it is. 48. It says according to BFRO, and that's the you know nothing else really closer. I think the next is Tulum County, got 38. That's Sierras, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, other than that, and that number blows everything else. So what is it? Is it the redwoods? Is it the ocean? It's everything, right? Dank buds, the groovy people, uh, the fellow natives. Maybe it's everything. I don't know. I get it though. I that's why I'm attracted to that place. And yeah, just to have them there is quite a bonus. Anyway, heading down, let's see, we're gonna head back down south to SoCal, Southern California. All I need is a spot to park and fresh water every once in a while. Hell yeah, bro. Well, yeah, parking is an issue. But yeah, no, no, dude, a lot of the we have the issue with people living in motorhomes and stuff like that. Not like your situation. It's like more gnarlier situation, not good, and I would totally live on the road the way you're doing too. I did, out of my bus, there's many times I slept in my bus, and heck, if I could get a bus like yours, I'd totally flip it and do it too. But and live on the road. So yeah, I was mentioning there's other people we've mentioned before that are on the road, like living it, doing it. CWS, camping with Sasquatch, is one I've mentioned a lot. There's several you, and I don't want to leave anyone out. Think about it, I'm like, damn, I didn't mention so and so, but there's several you that I've mentioned that I see doing it, and yeah, that's the best. I think one of the best ways to do it. So props to you, MK Ultra, and you be safe out there, brother. And I know your back, some of your background, so I know you take all the proper precautions. And are you going to be featured on? Sounds like some more stuff coming up here with Hellbent Holler, and maybe who knows, maybe some more STM stuff. And yeah, super rad, bro. And I want to see more of you, definitely. Yeah, it's a great channel, and I need to try. Yeah, he'd be another one who I'd love to have come out here and check out some of the areas. He's actually from out here, I believe. But yeah, check out some of our areas. Spend a little time and make the magic happen. Because you're also one of those dudes like Diesel in the chat as well, and then some of you other squatchers. What's up, John P? Como vai? Como vai, irmão? Bem-vindo. What was I gonna say? Yeah, in the chat, some of you guys in the chat got that magic about y'all. It's like certain people I notice. I'm like, yeah, they something about them. Things happen when you go out with these people. Oh, right on. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, yeah. We won't put it on blast like that. But I heard mention that they yeah, something like that do. So excited for you. And so SoCal, talking about that haunted forest, that Cobb Estate that I was mentioning in the stream in the beginning. See if I could pull this up, give you all an idea. You could just look it up. Haunted Forest, Cobb with two B's. Think of peach cobbler. Dwarf got the munchies. Hey, watch out. Let's see, where'd it go? There you are. So I'll reread this. And let's see, how far does it go? Not too bad. And could y'all see this? So if I put it like that, I'll too small. The Cobb Estate Haunted Forest, located in Altadena. So Altadena, I'll mention again, is where they, last almost going on a year last year, just about last year, got hit with one of those big SoCal fires out here, Palisades and Altadena, and is a 107-acre public land area within the Angeles National Forest, now managed by the U.S. Forest Service, originally built in 1918, and I'd question that. Hashtag old world. By wealthy lumber baron Charles Cobb as a summer retreat. Spanish style estate later became his permanent residence and was eventually passed to the Pasadena. Yep. Masons. And then used as a retreat for the Sisters of St. Joseph. The property was briefly owned by the Marx brothers. I remember them, right? In 1956 as an investment, who attempted to rezone it as a cemetery. But the plan was blocked by local residents fearing it would hurt property values. The mansion was demolished in 1959 and the land was saved from the developers by student preservation groups, becoming public land in 1971. The area is known for its eerie reputation. Hikers frequently report strange phenomena such as unexplained screams. Yeah, which we recorded some on one night that we went, and I will break the record again and mention that Kaiju Ninja. Whoops, excuse me. Kaiju Ninja, break the record. Break the record. Yeah, did a breakdown of those audios, and he was like, "Yeah, dude, it sounds like something's there." And so that was interesting. So we have possibly captured some of these screams that they're mentioning here. That's a thing there. And there was a group of people coming up, and I questioned the people, questioned them on video. And yes, that video is posted somewhere on this crazy channel. Uh, so yeah, screams, and then the sensation of being watched. Oof, yeah. And sightings of ghostly apparitions, including a transparent little girl. Yeah, I hadn't heard that one. There's a little girl that appears also on Suicide Bridge, not too far in Pasadena, and another spot, paranormal spot we've gone to several times. Excuse me. And a man or figure of Mr. Cobb himself, yikes, on the ruins of the mansion steps. And yeah, when you go there, you can still see just the base of looks like the foundation of the mansion. Some visitors have also reported seeing strange blue lights. Yes, an orb appeared that night flying behind the mountain, and it's on video again, folks. When I captured those screams, um, and my sister, I talked about it also, breaking more records. Uh, it was chased out of there by orbs. Yeah, still haven't gotten her here live. She's been doing a lot of TikToks live, so maybe I should be not a problem to get her here live. Get it out. So yeah, could it be Mr. Cobb? I wonder. So blue lights, which have led to speculation about UFOs or Willow of the Wisps. Yeah, we hear that a lot. Electromagnetic field EMF detectors have shown unusual spikes during investigations. A local legend involves a Gravity Hill, and Gravity Hill is nowhere near there. I don't know why they mentioned that. But what they do have, let's see if they do mention it, is the witch of Cobb Hill. And they call her something else too. Witch of Cobb Mountain or something like that. Yeah, and we have gone to Gravity Hill. Remember that one, Diesel? Diesel joined us in the live there. We went live from Gravity Hill. The one they're mentioning there. On the property where cars appear to roll uphill with stories of fatal accidents involving children or teenagers, which is a reoccurring theme around several states where they have these gravity hills. We've heard that they're in different places. The forest is also associated with darker urban legends, including claims of a nun being ooh, SA'd and yeah, unalived in the woods. Can you still say unalived? I heard they're gonna ban people from saying that, leading to yep, satanic rituals, and that's something we've heard a lot from that area. Uh, Me from way back, from when I first heard of this place, and then also we were talking about on the last stream up, focusing on the other side of the mountain over in the desert. When we went to the campground where we had the thermal situation about the CHP mentioning about cult activity and there being a recent unaliving tied to that possibly. So super creepy to get a warning from authorities like that, but hey, took the warning and took the chance. And yeah, you got to be safe, with those things. And I know there's other channels that have been touching on that as well. So something to keep in mind when you're in the field. And then so rituals that allegedly curse the land, and also the during when Cobb was there, the Cobbs. there was a lot of negative things that happened there, fire on the land and unalivings and all that type of stuff as well. Um, this I don't know. Sure, it would pull up something different if I used a different search engine. Despite these tales, maybe something a little more detailed. Despite these tales, some experts suggest that many reports, sounds such as screams, may actually be mountain lions, which is something that has been brought up recently. Also, we were talking about Mount Baldy, which is a little further down, passing these chain of mountains here. Read some Bigfoot reports out of there, and it was the LAPD officer who last reported screams for there. I believe it was at BFRO. We read that report, and people in the comments, someone had touched on it. Also, we showed was an Instagrammer been Bigfooting the area, and he touched on some of those reports, screams out of Mount Baldy, and people were saying in the chat, yeah, something about mountain lions, cats, and stuff. So very possible, as there is many kitties in the area. Shout out to Parliament of Owls. And so, which are known to inhabit the area and far more dangerous than ghosts. Yeah, possibly. The site remains a popular hiking destination with trails like Sam Merrill Trail offering scenic views and access to the ruins, though the atmosphere can feel unsettling, especially at dusk or night. Yeah. The area is known for its natural beauty, supporting over 200 bird species and diverse plant life, including cactus, palms, among native oaks, and eucalyptus. Yeah, some woods there. Definitely, definitely a vibe there. And so, check this on the side. This is very important because it's again reminding me of working on this project. So, what exactly makes the haunted forest in Altadena haunted? It says I haven't heard anything about Cobb Estate. And we have a whole lot. But there is history of Satanist occultists, once again, being interested in the area west of there at Devil's Gate Dam. And I hear a whole lot of talk of this online lately. And where supposedly Jack Parsons would do rituals before important JPL rocket tests. Yep. There's that whole, that's a whole can of worms there. Aleister Crowley, Jack Parsons, L. Ron Hubbard, Colt, Wild Parties, Pasadena, NASA, JPL, on and on, entities. And so, yeah, we got to do something. We're going to go check out Devil's Gate Dam. And when we went to the Gravity Hill, so I don't know if it's the Gravity Hill I think there's an entrance because I seen a sign to Devil's Gate Dam. So I need to figure out the details there, but we will be going there at some point, folks. So again, stay tuned. And Merry Christmas, Jen. Happy holidays again to everyone. Feliz Navidad, Gustavo. Feliz Natal, Joao. What is it? Mecca Maliki Maka. Mecca Maliki Maka. Aloha. All right. So a little heads up on the area there. And yeah, so there's been a couple Bigfoot reports out of haunted forests. So the one we touched on was this first one, and this one's out of Bigfoot Encounters website, and I'll read it again. We've done this one before, and it says report from Mrs. Diane Vaughn, dated May 1989, as told to Peter Gutierrez. This concerns a Bigfoot sighting on May 17th, 1989 at 5 p.m. in the mountain foothills above Pasadena, California. At about 12:30 p.m., I parked my car at the top of Lake Street, which that's where Cobb Estate is. Take Lake Street all the way up. See, notice how they call it Pasadena also. To me, it's one and the same. Also, it's two different places for sure. But when I think Pasadena, I think of Altadena as well. So straight up Lake Street and hike to the end of the road, which goes through the Cobb Estate. There it is. Here I found an underground reservoir. Yes, passed by it. I know exactly where he's talking about. Covered with a metal roof and a hiking trail leading off to the right at the other side of the reservoir. The short trail led to a living room size area with a small stream running through it and a wash directly to the left. I hiked up the wash about 50 yards to a spot where it was covered by an overhang tree. At this point, I sat still because I heard footsteps directly overhead to my right as I faced the wash. Stones were being thrown or kicked down just above the tree. Ooh. So I waited a few minutes until the steps went away. Then I proceeded. Few yards later, I saw a ridge leading up to the top left with some trees 15 or 20 feet apart growing up to the side of a ridge. I proceeded to climb the ridge from tree to tree. During the climb, I heard a loud chopping sound. Looking across the other ridge, I could see nothing at all. The top of the ridge, tummy's got the munchies. His growl, his, that wasn't a Bigfoot growl. Uh, the top of the ridge was covered with brambles. I found a place where an animal had made a tunnel through the brambles and crawled about 25 feet through the top of the ridge, where I found an old path. I walked up the three electrical towers, which I believe I know exactly which ones he's talking about, and rested for a while, looking down on Lake Street. The path up from the towers had been washed away and required some hand over hand hiking for about 40 feet. The path at this point was better, although occasionally rutted. The path ended in a T. Left fork went about 30 feet, sorry, and stopped at the edge of the ridge in some bushes. The right fork continued about 100 to 150 yards to a rock wall above it, which was the Mount Low Fire Road. There was another path which I took for a couple of days. What? There was another path which I took for a couple of days later, which led directly to the fire road. It's a much easier access to the area from the end of Cheney Trail. I went to the end of the trail with ridges on either side dropping down into canyons and the rock face at my back. I sat and enjoyed it peace and quiet. I watched clouds roll in and figured it was about time to follow the path back down to the car. I walked down and turned left at the T. Just then, I saw movement in my peripheral vision. I turned and saw a being around 6 feet tall in height as it appeared to almost dance back and forth down a slight rise in the path I had just been on. Its arms were out and it was leaping from side to side down the path. It was completely black, covered in hair. Jeez. I ran up the path toward it and it ran down off the side and down the bushy ridge. I looked down after, but I could not see anything or any sign of it. It's okay, I called. Come back. Then I returned to where I was standing when I had the sighting. The Bigfoot reappeared on the path, just where I had left it. We stood looking at each other. I wanted to get closer, but I but didn't feel that was possible. After a few minutes, I realized I had to head down the bridge because I didn't know where the path came out on Cobb Estate or its condition below where I had joined it on the ridge near the towers. I raised my arm. I raised my arm its full length and slowly waved at the Bigfoot in a grand gesture from one side of my body to the other. He turned around and faced toward the fire road, visible from the path on his right, and waved the exact same way I had. Yeah. What's up, Bigfoot? He walked off, and I heard the chopping sound. Wow. So, yeah, rereading that report there. And yes, I heard recently, I seen another video where they talked about how Pasadena came about, and they mentioned it's in Spanish, I believe, and they had mentioned the meaning, but I felt like, nah, I don't know. And there's another Pasadena. There's a Pasadena Paranormal, I think, group on YouTube, but they're out of and welcome on in, Digger Dog. What's up, brother? Uh I think it's is there a Pasadena, Texas? There's one in the East Coast too. I don't know if it's Pennsylvania or some sort, maybe northern East Coast state. Sure, there's other Pasadenas around there, but yeah. So there's this report, and that was 89, I believe. And there's a new database that I've been checking out. And again, if y'all can refer me to any other like Bigfoot databases or anything that we talk about here that has a database that you think we should check out, let us know. And again, for the moderators and everyone out there, if anyone posts anything in the chat, which you are all welcome to, even your channels, whatever, a way to link with you. And hopefully I haven't seen, I heard that the DMs are coming back to YouTube, so we'll be able to connect even better. Um what moderators could do is at any link shared. Yeah, that was a sweet story, huh, Maria Walker? That's why I read it again because I liked it. It was a good one. Um, I was gonna say any links or anything like that that gets shared in the chat because sometimes I forget even after the stream to go check out the links or anything that may have been shared. Yeah, what's up, y'all? Yes, yes, y'all to the beach, y'all. Yeah, we say it out here too, brother Nighthawk. Welcome in and salute to you, sir. Let's see. I was gonna say, heck, what was I saying? I really lost that one. Maybe it'll come back. But anyway, a new database here. Oh yeah, that you could post any links that get shared. Anything that gets shared in the chat. It would help me and it could help others too, in case they miss it in the chat. You can post, and I keep mentioning this, breaking records again. Here, I told you we're gonna break records. We just talk about the same stuff all the time here. uh, you could post pictures, links, anything else that's postable. You could post it on my channel. So yeah, feel free if there's any cool videos that you think we should feature here or that I should check out or that's related to anything, whatever. You want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. You could post or you got some funny memes or whatever. Go to my section on my channel and it should say either posts or community. You are all welcome to share stuff there. Maybe you got a premiere coming up. Come share it in our posts. Maybe you want to make an announcement. Come let us know. Right on, William Nighthawk. Thank you, brother. And I check you out anytime and every time you hop on, and it's a blessing to have you on and to have you here on this earth with us. And so, yeah, much love to you, brother. So yeah, let's get into this. This is a new database here. Let's see, it's Bigfoot Report Database. Yes. Should be easy to remember, right? Gotta remember that one. All right. And so I pulled up this we had read one here out of the other side of the mountain when we did our desert Sasquatch stream. Check that out once again if you missed that one. It was on Friday, I believe. And it was crazy because we featured a chase that had what was it? It was like a movie studio uh truck, and they stole it out of Santa Monica. Yeah, we follow speed chases here. When it gets a little slow on the lives here, sometimes we get live speed chases and we'll feature them here. Anyway, so we featured that one. It wasn't a broadcasted live, but they had posted it and we shared it because it happened that day and it was local here and crazy. And but later that evening we had another one, and maybe if we get a chance we'll share it here in a bit. And what up, Tate Hieronymus? We're reading off some local Bigfoot reports to me here, bro. And so we just read this pretty cool one where they waved to each other. The dude waved to Bigfoot and Bigfoot waved back. Super cool. And did that really happen? Who knows? I think so. I wouldn't doubt it. You know, Bigfoot's reported doing all sorts of weird and cool things, sometimes scary things. So anyway, we're gonna read this other report here from the area. Actually, it says overview of the encounter. So Bigfoot report database, folks, check it out online. And it says the witness is an individual who has interest in paranormal activities. Tate just left the room. Come on back, Tate. And is familiar with reports of strange or occurrences, sorry, strange occurrences in the Pasadena area. So this is dated April 20th, 2023, not too long ago. Pretty fresh report. The last one we read was 89. And location, Cobb Mountains. So there it is, haunted forest. Boom. And it says managed by the state, nearest town, Pasadena, or let's get it right, folks. Altadena. And the state of crazy California. Los Angeles. Yeah, so nearest landmark, Angeles National Forest. Yeah, it's part of the Angeles National Forest. And let's get into this report here. It says on April 20th, 2023, an individual went to Cobb Mountain in Pasadena, California, known for its haunted forest. Yes, sir. Absolutely. And associations with supernatural phenomena. During the visit, the witness the witness aimed to follow up on a previous encounter where they discovered a structure thought to be related to Sasquatch activity. Now, this is very interesting, folks, because on one of my trips up to the Cobb Estate, and this was during daytime, and I was recording and walking at the same time. I was live streaming, and the stream started getting real choppy as I started walking towards what looked like half a teepee. You know, we see these a lot. You'll see like it wasn't a full teepee made out of sticks. It was about half of one or about a quarter. Sometimes we find like a quarter of one, it looks like, and it's just leaned up against a tree. And I went over to check it out. The stream got cut, but I took you were able to see a little bit of it when I zoomed in on it before I started walking over to it. And I checked it out and I was like, oh my goodness, like, dude, okay, is either someone who's into Bigfoot around here and is leaving these, or could it be a Sasquatch? And it's interesting that we're getting these reports from this area here, this particular area, and the surrounding area gets reports too. And again, Tate Hieronymus in the chat on a different mountain chain just north of there had an interesting thermal sighting, and I'll bring that up just because it's another point. You know, I going down these rabbit holes, bringing in information that comes to me, and there's always stuff that offline. You know, when I'm not streaming, that come up, and just doing my best to try and remember everything, and yeah, hopefully someone finds this information useful as I do. So this gets me excited. And let's see here. So the witness recalled having previously attempted to document a structure in the area, but face connectivity issues that hindered live streaming. What the hell? Live streaming experience. I swear I didn't read this, folks. They mentioned, I thought I'd stop by here. Did BD send in this report? I remember growing up, everyone would talk about haunted forest. Yes, that is so cool. They're mentioning. And actually, my youngest sister got chased out of the. No way! What? This is weird, folks. The hell is happening here? The statement indicates that the witness was aware of the area's reputation and had personal ties to various local legends. That sounds like my damn report. Like, would someone pick this up somewhere and like put it on there? This is weird. Upon arriving, they sought to check if the structure was still present. However, they noted that it appeared to be missing. The witness, yeah, because I did go back to do a follow up eventually, and the thing was gone. Looks like the structure is gone, indicating a sense of loss or disappointment at the change in the environment since their last visit. The area was described as a hangout spot with cut stumps. Yep. And we did a nighttime thing there as well, which the witness observed. It's like a total hangout area for people. Witness expressed a keen interest in possible Sasquatch activity, referencing old reports from surrounding foothills of Altadena, Pasadena, as well as the Angeles National Forest. They were keen to investigate known Sasquatch sightings, remarking there has been old reports from these foothills before, which is the report we just read before this. Additionally, during this discussion, the witness mentioned a video involving a sighting of what resembled a baby. Oh, yeah, that's so the baby monkey sighting, which I know our homie Western Bigfoot Exploration believes it just might be a leaf, was out of the La Cañada area. And there's video. We've shown the video before. It was news footage. And I believe it was a tow truck driver got the footage. He had pulled over for some reason, and you could see what looks like something darting through the woods. I see something, but yeah, it could just be a leaf. It's hard to tell. It looks almost like the Predator, Barb Shoop's Predator video in a way, but it's not the Predator. It's just some dark figure. It's just so pixelated that you can't really tell what it is. And that happened right near or right behind a YMCA, I believe, there. So off the 210 freeway. And let's see, potential presence of Sasquatch. That was pretty weird, highlighting the unusual nature of the sighting. The witness seemed eager to document any findings, claiming my hair next to one of those structures, really weird looking hair. So I don't know what that's about. Maybe I was mentioning something about finding some hair on something, suggesting they may have collected evidence from the previous encounter. Throughout the visit, the witness maintained an objective yet curious demeanor, actively searching the area for sign of Sasquatch, such as structures or unique hair samples. They expressed a desire to continue exploring, noting that they would take a look around, indicating an ongoing investigation. Yeah, I need to get my butt back up there. I don't know if it's open due to the fires into the area's mysterious happenings. Let's see, the encounter highlights. So it goes on there. So that is weird, folks. I think that is my report there. And good evening. Welcome on in, Lori. Just reading some Bigfoot reports, and apparently that was s- that was me. I'm pretty sure I'm like 99.99999 that is who they're talking about there. Pretty weird. 99.99.99.99.99. All right. So, yeah, we got a birthday to celebrate here in a bit. And happy birthday to anyone who's had one recently. Dogs barking now. Yeah, we've had all types of city sounds. Hopefully, no pew pewing. There was one the other night. It was like nine, probably out of a nine. And I don't know. I seen some flowers on a corner not too far, so which is not good. And I've been yeah, trying to figure out and see what's going on. I'd like to know what's happening around my surroundings. So anyway, what else we got? I think that's about it for now. See, Tate, new video and it's over on my posts. I've seen several of you hit the thumbs up, so got a few likes, and I think that video's now gotten almost 1,100 or so. Super cool, Tate Hieronymus. And what's up with this? I was checking this out, Earth data, some sort of NASA. We were mentioning NASA earlier, and again, the Cobb Estate haunted forest is you could probably throw a rock and hit NASA JPL is right there, and a bunch of other interesting landmarks. We did mention uh Devil's Devil's Gate Dam. Damn. I got that twisted up. A lot of tongue twisting lately. It's all right. We're getting through it. So I don't know what's up with this. We're gonna have to take a closer look at this, but I figured I was like, oh, NASA and Bigfoot. I was like, hold up, check this out. Something to check out there, folks. Check this out. Maybe it'll be something we could talk about later. What's the chat saying? There's a link. Is that a link to the video? Right on, Tate. Thank you. And if so, no need to repost that, like I said, into the post. But hey, why not do it? Test it out. See if it works. See if you could do that. And if anyone else has an open post to their channel and doesn't mind posting, let us know. I'd like to share some stuff too. Flash of Beauty. We talked about. We're talking about them earlier. They have one, and I've been thinking, hold on, I don't want to just start bombarding. But no, that's what it's there for. People have been sharing there too. So maybe I'll eventually share some stuff there. And yeah, thank you, William Nighthawk. Please squatch the like. Much love to everyone out there too. Just some hearts. Yeah, we're in effect. The camera is working for us finally. And yeah, make sure you all have a Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Let's see. New Year's is have a double thumbs up. New Year's. Boom. Let's do it big. Now that you're working for us. Yeah, some New Year fireworks for everyone out there. And we'll still be jumping on. I'm not taking, I do them random. I was gonna do it safe, do it super late last night. Then I gave up. And I probably should be taking some more notes from today's stream. But yeah, y'all go check out Tate Hieronymus. Check out William Nighthawk, another great channel. There's several of you in here. Don't be shy. Yeah, we're gonna go see what's for dinner. We got a birthday. Go hang out with the birthday boy. What else? Maybe have a look. Quick little look. We were talking about these mountains right above here. Yeah, we could. Let's have a quick peek since we're mentioning the mountain range. Whoa. One second. Don't panic, Dwarf. Hit the end button. That happens when I panic sometimes. I default to ending the stream. Let's see here. There you are. So we're talking about these San Gabriel Mountains. And here they are live. And yeah, we're covered in this stuff now, folks. It's been horrible. Oh, damn it. What the hell happened? No teleprompter. Now we're getting real squirrely. Made myself really small there. But anyway, yeah, we're covered in that stuff. I guess you could call it the fog still. Is it the what are they calling it? Radioactive fog. Yeah, the radioactive fog. Yeah, sorry, I made myself small. I hit a button here. It went to like teleprompter or script or something like that. Here, there we go. back to normal size. Yeah, bless up everyone. We're gonna head on out. Thank you for hanging out. Share this if you'd like. Squatch the like on your way out. Um, make sure you're subscribed. Bless up Jonocide. Everybody who's been kicking back here in the live, or if you're watching this later, everyone else on the other platforms that we're streaming on now. Yes, sir. You as well, Digger Dog. And again, boom. When I get a hold of Dwarfy. I'll be at the shop tomorrow. Sky's the Limit Smoke Shop, 3925 East Olympic Boulevard, East Los Angeles, 90032. And you can get at us, drop a DM on us over on the IG there. And if you want to shop, yeah, now's the time, right? Holidays. Shop at my store here on the channel or come to the shop. See what else we have there. Yes, Pilled. Twitchy Twitch. What up, Twitch? Everybody over there, if you're hanging out or just sliding through, thank you. Much love. Come check us on the next one. Give us a follow. Rumble. Big up to everyone rumbling up. Yeah, rumbled it up. Royal Rumble. And we're going to kick this off on Kick also. Boom, there it is, y'all. Let's hit our outro. Oh yeah, we got to stop this. Gotcha. Damn. All right, I need to light another one up. It's about that time. Yeah, it didn't do too bad. Hour and a half. Oh yeah, so we mentioned we've seen the sky. There's been the fog and all that. So there's been this. We've been covering it. Yes, sky farts. They've been very active. And NAC dropped a cool message earlier today. And he mentioned about this happening back in WW2 off the coast of San Francisco. And they would get this weird fog as well, way back then. So it's almost like possibly the same thing happening now. Sky farts. So keep an eye on the skies, folks. Weird stuff happening. Here goes our outro.